Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy, Brandy Boy, back at it again with another Fallout 4 video. And for this video, I'm going to be covering my favorite Fallout 4 mods from last month, April 2022. I've got 10 new mods for y'all this time, which range from apparel to weapons, creatures, quest, and other miscellaneous additions, along with one special mod, which is unlike any other. I'm sure y'all will love that one. Anyway, no need to delay. Let's go ahead and get into the mods. Let's start off things with a jump scare with the Fall Evil Mega Zombie Pack. This mod takes some of the zombies seen in the Resident Evil franchise and places them into Fallout 4. They act just like feral ghouls and will spawn in place of them. You can also overhaul their behavior to make them slower, just like how zombies are often depicted in media. They've got some very intriguing yet highly disturbing designs, that's for sure. You can literally see the flesh rotting and tearing off from their bodies. You'll also see that there's plenty of variation. Different faces, hairstyles, skin colors, and outfits. It's a nice addition to make the hordes look more diverse, rather than them all being carbon copies of each other. Overall, they're very spooky and unsettling. They look like true bloodthirsty monsters when compared to the feral ghouls of Fallout 4. So if that's your style, then you'll love this mod. If you're still not convinced, then you ought to take a listen to their custom sounds. I know you can't tell, but I am absolutely quaking in my power armor right now. Not really, I'm too busy having fun mowing down all these zombies. But yeah, if you're looking to overhaul your game into a zombie apocalypse, then this mod is a great place to start. Now for something a little more lore friendly, and 10 times more disgusting. The Capital Wasteland Centaurs. Just as the name implies, they are a human and animal hybrid, but these centaurs specifically are mutated abominations created by the forced evolutionary virus. As a result, their bodies are severely deformed. Notably, they have 3 giant tongues which are forever dangling out of their mouth. Oddly enough, they don't have upper arms, but they do have 3 pairs of arms on their lower body, which function as legs. Besides that, you can also see bones sticking right out of their skin. And just like many other creatures in Fallout 4, there are higher level variants which sport different looking skin textures. These definitely get the award for the most disturbing creatures in all of Fallout, and that's why I'm so happy to have them back in Fallout 4. You'll see them spawn alongside their super mutant masters, but they shouldn't be taken lightly. They can lob toxic spit at you from a distance, and they do crawl at a rather slow pace, but if they get close, then they'll slap you with their mighty girthy tongues, which do a surprising amount of damage. Your best bet is to stay as far away as possible from these abominations, not only to protect your body, but also to protect your eyes from having to see such a horrid creature. If for some reason you're comfortable around these things, then you can actually pick up a companion centaur named Clancy, who's located at the top of the Cambridge construction site. This fine mutated gentleman adorns a top hat and a monocle, so while he may be extremely ugly, he does have style. I can't say he's super useful in combat, but I mean, he does make for a unique travel partner. If you're looking for more lore-friendly creature mods for your game, then you should definitely try out the Centaur mod, provided that you have the stomach for it. Now that we've got all these abominations in the wasteland, we'll need the proper tools to dispose of them. The Capital Wasteland minigun is a good place to start. It adds in the classic minigun, seen in Fallout 3 and New Vegas. It's a fully recreated model with custom animations, which is pretty neat, because this is one of the very few heavy weapon mods with unique animations. Functionally, it's the same as the Fallout 4 minigun, but this one does have higher base damage. If you'd like, you can install this mod as a replacer, so it'll completely replace every instance of the Fallout 4 minigun with the Fallout 3 version, or you can have both, and the Fallout 3 variant will be injected into the leveled list. There's also a couple of unique legendaries, which you can buy from vendors. The CZ-57 Avenger has a red paint job and boasts a much faster fire rate, but it'll have lower ammo capacity. Meanwhile, the Eugene will simply just have higher base damage, and it sports a green camo. You can improve the minigun's performance even further with different barrels and a high-speed motor, or you can just give it a custom paint job. That's about it. Nice and simple. This minigun makes for a pretty good shredder, and overall it's simply better than the vanilla Fallout 4 minigun, in both performance and design. There's still some design quirks, but I've always preferred the classic minigun, and if you like that one too, then you want to download this mod. For even more classic Fallout weapons, we have the classic Unarmed pack. It adds in several unarmed weapons from Fallout 3 and New Vegas. There's basically 3 main types: the Ballistic Fist, the Power Fist, and the Mantis Gauntlet. And for each type, there's legendary variants which have unique special effects. The Industrial Hand is a Power Fist, but with a working saw blade, so you can use it to shred through crowds of enemies. The Two-Step Goodbye is a Ballistic Fist that will make your enemies explode with a critical hit. The Embrace of the Mantis King is an upgraded Mantis Gauntlet that deals extra damage. Same goes for Fisto. It's a Power Fist with a little bit of extra oomph. It's really good at fisting people. The Greased Lightning, though, won't deal any extra damage, but it strikes much faster than a normal Power Fist. There's also the Superheated Saturnite Fist, which deals fire damage. All of the regular variants will be distributed into the leveled list, but for the uniques, you'll have to buy those from various vendors. Overall, these unarmed weapons are super cool, and I especially like the legendary variants. It's good to see more melee mods out there, because we don't really get too many. These weapons are both lore-friendly and fun to use, so if you're a melee enthusiast, then you'll definitely want to add this mod to your load order. Now for all the gunslingers out there, we've got the Select Revolver. It's a single-action, 4-shot, 50 caliber revolver. So, you know this thing packs a big punch. This hand cannon is inspired by the Good Samaritan seen in Hellboy, with just a few tweaks and adjustments. It looks pretty dang slick, and I think it fits perfectly into the game. The coolest part about this revolver has got to be the custom animations. Your character will perform all sorts of spins when reloading, equipping, or holstering the weapon. It helps the mod stand out from the others, and it gives the revolver a sense of character that radiates pure badassery. It might be a little bit over the top, but it doesn't distract from the function of the weapon. If anything, the dramatic animations make the revolver 10 times more fun to use. If that's not enough, you can show off even more with a golden finish. And while you're at it, you should add on some more upgrades, which includes receivers, barrels, grips, and the option for a red dot sight. To get this special revolver, you'll have to head to an unmarked dilapidated house between Jamaica Plain and Hyde Park. It's chilling right inside this drawer. And there you go. Now you've got an oversized revolver that you can use to blast your enemies with. Overall, it's a great mod. Dare I say, it's one of the coolest revolver mods of all time. Now this next mod isn't a new weapon, but it does severely affect your gunplay immersion. It's called Better Casing Ejection. It makes one simple change. That is, it makes the casing ejection animation more realistic. When you compare it to vanilla, you can really see the difference. By default, the casings would always fly out of the ejection port parallel to the barrel, which is far too stiff, and it doesn't look natural. This mod fixes that by making the casings spin all over the place, which is way more realistic. It's one small change, but it'll increase your immersion levels by 100%. If you're a gun nut or just anyone looking to maximize your immersion, then this mod is a low-key must-have. For another small change, we've got the Burning Fusion Core. All it does is retexture the fusion core and give it a makeover. Instead of looking like a plastic toy, this thing looks serious. It exchanges the cartoonish aesthetic for a modern, futuristic one. My favorite part about this model is that you can see the glowing reactor, because, you know, this is supposed to be a miniature nuclear reactor, so it's nice to see that reflected in the design. Surprisingly enough, this is one of the most downloaded mods last month, despite it being such a simple mod. But I can see why. It's quite the aesthetic upgrade. That's all I gotta say, really. If you want to try out a new look for the Fusion Core, then you should give this mod a try. If you need some aesthetic clothes to go with that, then you ought to pick up the Mojave outfit pack. It adds in a whole collection of clothing from Fallout New Vegas. Of course, these are all recreated for Fallout 4, and they look beautiful while still retaining the classic look. In total, there's 26 articles of clothing, most of which are fancy suits, but you'll also see settler outfits, hats, and other miscellaneous clothing, such as swimsuits and other things. All of the apparel will be integrated seamlessly into the Commonwealth's leveled list, so you won't have to travel all the way to New Vegas to get them. Overall, these outfits look dashing, and it's nice to see them again here in Fallout 4. If you like that classic style just like me, then you'll surely appreciate this outfit pack. But if you're not the classy type, and you prefer being a rugged outlaw, then you'll love this new mod called All Americans. This mod adds in an entirely new faction, the All Americans, who are a biker gang located in Boston. Their clubhouse is just right outside of Diamond City. And yeah, they aren't exactly on good terms with the city, but they don't really care much for outsiders at all. The All-Americans do their own thing, and look out for one another. You can join their ranks simply by stumbling into the clubhouse. You'll meet a whole gang of lively NPCs who are voice acted, and I will say, the voice acting is pretty good.
The gunners want him dead, we want him dead, and you'll be doing the world a service. He's over at Layton Towers.
Once you join up, they'll give you a slick new biker outfit depending on which nickname you choose. Sadly, they're all out of bikes though, so you'll have to get your own from the drivable motorcycle mod. It's basically a requirement if you want maximum immersion. After you join up with the All-Americans, you can run around and do several interesting jobs. What I really like about the quest design here is that your special stats can affect dialogue and give you unique actions, and your choices can affect how the quest ends. You can complete the job with brains or brawn, it's all up to you. It helps add back in those missing RPG elements that Bethesda decided to rip out of Fallout 4. It's kind of funny how modders can come up with better quest design than a whole gaming company, but I'll save that topic for another time. Specifically about this mod, it's actually better than I expected, and I had fun role-playing as a biker. With All-Americans and the drivable motorcycle mod, you can finally patrol the wasteland as a post-apocalyptic biker, which is a dream come true. This concept alone could be an entire standalone game, but while we're waiting for that to come out, this mod will sate your appetite with a couple hours worth of gameplay. And lastly, the most legendary mod of all time, Building Bridges Asynchronous Multiplayer. That's right. This mod adds in a working multiplayer feature in the form of messaging. It's inspired by games like Elden Ring and Dark Souls, so if you're familiar with those games, then you'll understand how this mod works. Both you and other players can write down messages in the form of a note for everyone to see. You can write down whatever you want, wherever you want, and messages can be liked by other players. The only limit is that you can't put down multiple messages in the same cell, or else that would just be spam. Don't write down anything too heinous either. You can get reported and banned from this mod. I've yet to see anyone breaking the rules though. Most of the messages I've seen are just plain funny. Other notes though are there to give you useful tips, such as where to find valuable loot. Whichever it may be, you should pick up every single note you see. You never know what surprise message awaits you. I really like how this mod brings the community together and unites us into one world. Even though we're still playing our own game, the notes remind us that there's plenty of other Fallout 4 addicts out there, even in 2022, still playing this game, probably with tons of mods too. I want to see everyone install this mod and flood Fallout 4 with as many messages as possible. I'm not trying to brag, but I've already achieved some absolute zingers, so I challenge y'all to try and get more likes than me. And speaking of likes, if you like this video, then you ought to eradicate that like button. And if you want to see more content like this, then go ahead and subscribe, and also hit that bell icon with all the notifications to stay updated on the most recent and best Fallout 4 mods. I'm curious, what was your favorite mod from last month? And what kind of mods would you like to see in the future? Let me know in the comments down below. And with all that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video.